Welcome to MindRewired. My name is Andrew, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how do we rewire our minds. So if you're new to this channel, we talk about human psychology, human philosophy, and literally anything to do with the mind. If you like that stuff, hit that subscribe button down below and demolish that like button. And let's start the video. Okay, so how do we rewire our minds? So in the first video, we spoke about how our mind is sort of like a computer and that our subconscious mind is like a tape recorder that's constantly recording from the beginning of time all the way until, I guess, the end of time. If you missed out on that video, the link should be somewhere floating around this video at the moment, so click on that. So what exactly do I mean when I say, let's rewire the mind? Or how do we rewire the mind? Does it mean that we're literally going to take out some electrical cords from our minds and like plug into somewhere else? Well, figuratively speaking, kinda, but not literally. Let's use some examples, okay? If you look at some of our habits we have from when we're young till now, or certain habits that even your friends have, a lot of habits are kind of like solidified. So they are wired in such a way where it's sort of hard to sort of unplug that and create a new connection, right? And you know what I'm talking about. Like, think about some habits where either yourself or some of your friends have where they just keep doing it, or you keep doing it. And it's like, you say you're gonna change, or they say they're gonna change, but like they sort of never do, right? So the thing is, I've got a trick and a tool which I will provide in this video where we can take out that plug. Right? First of all, let's think back about how this is going to be applicable. I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use the first time you learned how to tie your shoelace. I'm sure everyone can remember the first couple of times when they tied their shoelace. I know I could. And I was terrible at it. I didn't even know how to even do it. I was like, okay, so there's like two pieces of ropes or laces. Like, what the hell do I do with this? And I remember the first time that I got taught, I was trying so hard to remember the steps. It's like, 3 or 4, 5, 6 steps or something like that. And I'm like, okay, so you do that and you do that. And then I screwed it up. And I'm like, how do I do it again? And I kept doing it over and over again through repetition. And eventually I got it. And eventually all of you guys got it as well. So that is an example of us sort of wiring our minds or conditioning our mind to learn a particular way to tie our shoelace or particular anything, right? So when we wire our mind the first time and it becomes solidified, you'll then notice that you start tying your shoelace without even looking at your shoes. It's sort of just like second nature, right? So the same can be said for a lot of our habits that have already been learnt or solidified. You'll notice that you just do it. You don't even think twice about it. You don't even consider it, right? But what I want to focus on right now in this particular video and this channel as well is thinking about certain habits or traits that we have where you can look at yourself honestly and think, maybe I can improve upon that. Maybe I can change that and create a new habit entirely. Okay, and you might be wondering, well, you mentioned before that everyone has all these habits and it's kind of hard to unplug the whole thing, and people are set in their ways, or once you have a certain habit then it's sort of conditioned for you to be like that. True to an extent, but not fully true. See, the tool in this video which I'll provide for you will allow you to unplug that and plug into a new pathway, right? See, how the mind and the brain works is it learns through repetition, but at the same time there's something inside our brains called neuroplasticity, which allows us to create a new pathway of learning, right? Once that pathway is created and you solidify it a couple of times through repetition, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, just like a muscle when you work it out in the gym or whatever like that. It becomes thicker and stronger and builds up over time. The same can be said for rewiring our minds. Okay, so Andrew, let's get straight to the point. How do we actually rewire our minds? 1, repetition. And 2, this is the most important one, it's sincere intention. Okay, I'm going to delve into what these two actually mean. Okay, so repetition in terms of repeating a couple of phrases over and over again. I term it mantras, okay? So let's use an example of, say, a bad habit. I'll just use a random bad habit. Let's say, for example, myself personally, let's say I've been sleeping at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning every single day. I haven't, but let's just say I have. I went back to the point where you have to be honest with yourself, right? And sincere and so forth. So let's just say you need to identify that habit first of all. Okay, the habit that I've identified is that I've been sleeping super late, 4 or 5 a.m. Then you got to list out the negatives of that. So lack of sleep, feeling lethargic the next day, hormones all over the place, not getting enough endorphins throughout your body, or dopamine, serotonin, all that sort of stuff. So you're not getting that at all. So it's not ideal. You're not having great interactions with your friend. You're sort of disengaged. The list goes on, right? And you got to think to yourself, okay, so with this new habit, what benefits am I going to get? So if I sleep earlier, I'm going to get 8 hours sleep. You want to get human growth hormones secreted like every single day during heavy REM sleep. Your hormones are going to be better. Your dopamine, serotonin, all those neurotransmitters are going to be firing off just as nature intended. Your interactions with your friends, your family, or your work productivity just increases. It's like the benefits are huge, right? So recognize the benefits of that change from your current sort of habit, right? Now let's talk about the next part, which is being sincere with intention, okay? Now this is really important. Why do I say this is important is because the subconscious mind knows when you're half-assing stuff. It knows when you're bullshitting, right? So I can't, for example, look inside the mirror and be like, all right, well, yeah, I kind of got this bad habit where I sleep super late, and I guess I want to change it. So, okay, I'll try to change it. See, that's not good enough. If you do that, you're not going to change your habit. You literally have to, in order to fully pull out that cord that we mentioned earlier in the video and root it to the new habit, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I really don't like that particular trait or habit about myself because of all these negative sort of effects. But if I was to change my habit, here are all the great benefits, right? I really want this. You know, I spoke about the driving force in the first video. You got to use that now, right? Just like if your head's dipped underwater, the only thing you want to do is breathe, right? So use that power now, right? Think to yourself, I want to change because I want all those benefits. I deserve those benefits, right? I want to live a better life, and therefore I will sleep earlier. I will get the full 8 hours sleep, right? You need that fire to build up. You need that intention and sincere willpower to want to change, okay? That's the secret to it, okay? And then you couple that with that repetition. So that repetition, you can say to yourself, from now on, I'm going to sleep before, say, 10 p.m. every single night because I want to reap the benefits of a full night's sleep. Okay? Pause. Breathe in. Let some time pass. Look yourself in the mirror. Repeat the process. Same thing. Get that fire built up inside yourself, right? Get that intention inside of you. Repeat it again. Why do you want to do this? Repeat that from now on, I want to sleep before 10 p.m. Okay? You do all that sort of stuff, and then you can, if you really want, you can plot out some other things. For example, how are you going to sleep before 10 p.m.? Okay, you could set a mini alarm at 9:30 p.m. reminding yourself that, hey, it's time to shut off computers, time to do this, time to brush your teeth, whatever it is. And then start focusing now on what you said earlier. Start focusing on, are you really going to sleep before 10 p.m.? And if you are, execute. Make sure you do it, right? That's where the power lies. So let's do a quick recap and rehash, okay? 2 most important things to rewire your mind: repetition, and the most fundamental one to really pull out that plug and put it into the new plug, sincere intention. So you can't half-ass it, you can't bullshit it, you gotta be honest with yourself, critically honest with yourself, right? You don't have to tell your friends this. You don't have to tell anyone this. You just have to be honest with yourself. Because when you are honest with yourself, this subconscious mind of yours, it picks it up. It really does, right? And going back to what I said before about how our mind is like a computer, right? You're in control of your own mind. Because if you don't control your mind, then your mind will just do its own thing, and then you might not have the most, I guess, optimal way of living your life, right? But if you know how to rewire your mind, things can be completely different, right? And I wholeheartedly mean that. So that's it for this video. If you like what I spoke about, leave your thoughts down below in the comments section. Smash that like button again, please. And in the next video, we'll be talking about mantras, okay? And again, thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.